16.1 Roles, Responsibilities and Skills of a Coach. 4 roles of a coach in different sports. The roles of a friend are to support you, motivate you, and someone who you can trust. Trust is an important part of a relationship between a coach and a team member. This is because you know they will do what's in your best interest. Trust is an important part in sports such as football, for instance, because if your coach makes a play and your team members trust you, then they will do the play without question. Having a coach as a friend could either make you work harder or do the complete opposite. For a sprinter, it might make you beat your personal record, but at the same time, it might make you lazy and not want to work as hard because you know they're your friend and they won't mind. Motivation is also big because if your coach is your friend, they can keep you motivated and keep you happy and playing as good as you can. The bad things about a friend being a coach are that they might be biased against you. So if you're not as good for a role and there's someone better, they might still pick you because you're their friend, and they might not judge you on how good you're playing. It might work against you though, because if you don't like someone and you tell your coach that, they might be biased towards them and not give them as good as a role as they deserve and as hard as they worked for. Age is also an issue because if your coach is a lot older than you and you're a younger player, then it's a grey line, sort of. The roles of a role model. They're someone who you look up to and aspire to be. They're someone you also want to impress because they can mentor you and give you advice on what you're doing, and they can also make you work harder and just push you the right way. They can also show good sportsmanship and how to behave whilst you're on a pitch. A person who serves as a role model in a particular behaviour role for another person can show you the way how you can conduct yourself on the pitch and how you should behave properly. You should conduct yourself well and be respectful whilst in the presence of your athletes to provide a good example of how they should behave. One of the most important roles of a coach is to show them how they should behave and how they should act as well. A role model is someone who other individuals aspire to be like, either in the present or future. Coaches have an impact on their athletes and show them how to behave and how they should be modelling themselves and like leading a healthy lifestyle as well. Role models can be bad in some ways because negative behaviour on the pitch and like against the referee. They can also cause a prevention mindset because once you reach how good they are, you think there's nothing else I can do. They can also be overly competitive, and that can either push you or it can make you not go as hard and as full on because you don't like how they're acting. Some sporting examples would be a in a rugby match and the referee says something and the coach doesn't agree, and a bad example would be if the coach went up to them and started shouting in front of their athletes. A positive way would be if the coach just carried on like normal and just got their team to work a little bit harder and not go up and give a poor example of the behaviour that people should be acting. Another sporting example would be for a sport such as baseball, when the other team loses or wins, that the coach goes up and congratulates them on how well they've done, no matter if they won or lost. The roles of a motivator are to keep you motivated and keep you playing strong and to help you. Coaches are required to increase the effort and intensity that the players are exerting, always to adequate levels regarding age and ability. Coaches should refrain from just using insults, bad language to achieve that, because that will just demotivate the team and they won't work as hard. Instead, they should establish the factors players should hold highest of focus, concentration, and energy, providing a good mindset for the players, keeping them motivated, and you can also give them some advice. It's the strength and the character that allows athletes to overcome adversity, setbacks, disappointments, and injuries. The coach's role is to create a good, positive environment for the athletes and to provide opportunities for the athletes to express their motivation in all they do. It is the coach's role to support the athletes at times when they need it and to inspire the athletes to feel confident in themselves. Motivation is a really important aspect in successful coaching. Some sporting examples would be if a player got injured, you'd have to keep them motivated so that they can come back better and stronger than ever. Also, to motivate the team so that they don't get too worried and down and then not play as well as they can. You have to keep them all motivated. Another example would be in badminton, and if you're losing and your coach has to keep you motivated, keep you in a positive mindset to keep on going so that you won't just think that you lost and then not try. You'll keep on going until you win. And if you don't win, your coach will give you some advice to how to win next time. The roles of an innovator are to is an experiment, different training techniques, reformer to remodel your old techniques to make them work for you and develop on them. The role of the innovator is to introduce new methods, idea and projects to what they're doing. The bad things about innovator are not all methods work and not all methods work for different people. They also might work you the wrong way and not be the right type. They can also push you in the bad way and too hard until you get injured. A successful coach develops motivational techniques and styles that are appropriate for the teams and players. Coaches must invent practicing methods that build on and encourage team members' knowledge and ability. A coach's creativity also inspires team members to perform better and encourages individuals creatively. Coaches deal with different personalities, body types, and learning abilities. Also, learning styles, hence the need for flexibility in these areas. A coach must assess each individual on his and her unique style and develop specific coaching guides for each number. An example could be a cycling coach combining scientific database technology with specific training methods, developing a team mentality in a predominating individual sport. Another would be if you're a runner, doing new training ideas, new methods, trying which ones work and asking the player how they feel about each one to make sure that they're good with it. So if they're not, they won't learn as much from it. Innovators also try to advance the level of difficulty as the players get better. They can also help the player increasing what they're doing and giving them some tips and overall just developing on what the player's done.